people on the street, do they actually feel there is justice in this system?
That in this case here, this what like the videos that have gone viral. There's a man using a mace to hit another individual.
Is it the fake mace or the original one?
Whichever, fake or original.
It's a weapon of mass destruction.
It's strong enough to destroy.
Should he not be persecuted?
The guess
what are the security operatives waiting for? Those that are supposed to enforce the law, what are they waiting for?
That is why they call that the COP should be removed is credible. But the Senate doesn't even have to make this pronouncement before whoever is responsible for what should know what to do.
But is the CP not in a quagmire of sorts here? Because, I mean, here he is, he's been fingered as a suspicious person by the governor, and the man in white is said to be acting on behalf of the governor. So if he goes after him, do you think that, you know, as you have said, you said the crisis was precipitated, he acted maybe out of anger or whatever it is that prompted it. Do you see Mr. Mbu in a particularly tight corner here?
You see, if the system is working, those are impersonal things. I mean, whoever is responsible, the man in question does not enjoy immunity. It doesn't matter who he is. If nothing happens, I will not personally feel embarrassed because worse things have happened. And worse things may happen.
But we can't allow this.
We should not allow it. But what we are saying is that it's not within my power to take action. The matters within my sphere of influence cannot go without being visited with the maximum. I mean, look, when you agonize over these issues and the people in power do not seem to bother, what do you do?
But can he be arrested without any report made to the police? Haven't seen the video.
Having seen the video by now, drastic steps ought to have been taken. You see, there is lesson in not allowing some of these institutions to be corrupted.
Sorry, if I may come in here. What happens to the immunity they're supposed to enjoy for whatever is done on the floor of a legislative chamber? What happens to that?
The immunity does not cover lawlessness, brigandage. Doesn't cover criminality. There is no one who... You see, the law seeks to protect our person, even against unlawful touch, unlawful bodily contact. You can't just see somebody and begin to, no, it's not done. It must be permissible. No law gives him immunity in that circumstance. I don't care whether he's a supporter of the governor or whoever. I don't care about the personalities involved. The law should be made to follow its course. But will the law follow its course in these circumstances?
And this is what people should be crying about, because if you said...
But who is listening when you cry? Who is listening?
Yeah, but society has got to keep speaking up.
What I'm saying is, the National Assembly is even divided. The House of Reps wants to take over the functions of the House of Assembly of Rivers State, and I wonder whether that is correct. You will see that there is discordant tune here and there, and there is no rhyme, there is no rhythm in the whole thing, and at the end of the day, the cookies are bound to crumble. Because
whichever way, there's going to be lots of precedents set with this matter.
Worse precedents have been set.
Wow.
I'm telling you, worse precedents have been set. Worse precedents have been set, and we all know that Nigeria is on the precipice. So we have systems that are not working, that are not functioning, that are not delivering, and we are financing them at great cost.
Is it the systems that are not working?
It's the system.
The operators of the systems?
They are part of the system. When you talk about the system, you are looking at the totality. Do you need that type of legislature for any reason? Who needs this type of legislature for any reason? I mean, you have all these bodies, all these institutions, that their relevance should be called to question. In the days when we have only one legislative house for the entire East, didn't we have sanity? Because then the quality of the persons who eventually get to those offices, they are carefully controlled. But the situation where there seems to be job for every political jobber in these institutions cannot endure.
As an analyst, how do you see this getting resolved? I mean, I know you've talked about going back to the original action that precipitated all of this reactions, as it were, talking about the local government, the solution of the local government. But how do you see this particular crisis in the River State House of Assembly being resolved?
At the moment, the focus is on the House of Assembly. If there is no respect for law and order, even if the members of the House of Assembly or Amechi, if they go to the court, I wonder if anybody will obey the court order.
Go to court to do what?
To stop for example, the House of Representatives is seeking to take over, and I totally disagree with that. They are seeking to take over, and that again is going to lead to a series of problems. So the problem...
What problems do you see?
For example, those who...
decision?
Now, if the National Assembly eventually takes over, the fear is that they may be acting the script of some camp. And at the end of the day, this may culminate into the exercise of certain power, which may eventually lead to the removal of the governor. You see,
from the House of Reps, from the House of Representatives,
now,
or from the National Assembly? Because I think 11.4 empowers them to take over the constitutional duties, but I think it was with the exception of impeachment. They cannot impeach a sitting governor. Yeah.
But a situation where there is lawlessness, there is nothing that cannot happen. For example, they are seeking to exercise this power when there is no reason for it now, because they are coming into it for the first time. They are not even fully abreast of all the facts, and they are jumping into the fray. That alone should worry us. And that shows some motive. I mean, why are you going to come into a matter that requires coolness, calmness to resolve?
For a host of people, they say it's to forestall that exact action. The action of impeachment by the 5 who say that they properly impeached the Speaker.
No, I don't think the House of Representatives, in my view, is acting in the public interest. Even if they are doing so, they should be guided.
No, not in the public interest, in the interest of the governor.
Well, I stand to be corrected. I don't believe that. I don't see how that ultimately protects the governor. Because
we've asked, there was a lawmaker here who was present at that particular sit-in from River State House of Assembly. We asked her what she made of the House of Representatives taking over, and she said, well, she's not particularly happy about it, but that it would seem right now that is in the best interest of, the state.
I totally. You see, when you bring subjective interpretation to some of these things, ultimately the concern should be, is that what the law envisages? If they are using it for good purposes now, tomorrow when you allow it, they will only come with a resolution and then use it for the wrong purpose. But you see, when you are on the side of the governor, you seem to interpret some of these events in a particular way. When you are against him, I have no interest in all this character. And my own reading is that there is no way that a breach of the Constitution can be interpreted in a way that will favor one party when the conditions precedent to the exercise of that power had not been fulfilled.
But you mentioned something about what the law envisages. The law envisages that 5 people out of 32 will seek to impeach their Speaker.
Even if the law envisages it as reasonable people, we will know that that is totally condemnable. There is no society where a minority can ride roughshod in this manner. You see, under their internal proceedings, their standing order, they need 1/3 in order to meet, to form a quorum and take a decision. If they had met that 1/3 requirement, it would have been a different ballgame.
But, that's why we have the problem right now, because the other camp insists that they were not 5, that they were more than 5. That's the story that we're getting to here now. That 5 as a figure is being contested.
So
we haven't heard any other figure being bandied about, as loudly as we have heard 5. But now they're insisting that the speaker was properly impeached.
These are issues of fact. When there is dispute, where do you resolve it? The law court, where people will calmly present their matter. It happened in Ogun State, where 9 legislators purportedly impeached the speaker. At the end of the day, the matter was referred to the court, and the court confirmed that, look, insofar as they formed the quorum when they sat in the House, and that the impeachment stood. So we have a situation here where you need to ascertain what the facts are before you base your judgment on it. In this case, the House of Assembly relied heavily on the video and did not bother to make any inquiry of its own, no fact finding, and then came into the matter in a way that the Constitution does not envisage. Because the House of Assembly met after this fracas, and this is symbolic. It means that they are still able to meet and carry out their functions. The fact that somebody comes into this studio to disrupt what we are doing doesn't mean that Channels is not able to function. If that happens for a short while, I'm sure with all these securities around, they will do something and quell the attempted coup. So it's not every uprising. Have they not fought on the floor of the National Assembly? Have they not fought? What has happened in the House of in the Rivers House that are not taking place?
But do you see this as being a little complex in the sense that we have the involvement of the police, who it would seem that a lot of parties do not have confidence in?
Is it about the police?
We're counting on the police to keep law and order.
What about the presidency? What about the first lady? These are issues that we are all aware of, and that is why the thing rankles in the mind of those who are fighting, and they will not let go.
Well, the law has got to take its course here, irrespective of whoever belongs to any side. That's not the interest. The interest should be the law. That's what you've highlighted this morning. Thank you very much indeed for coming.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Dr. Abiola Sanni is of the Faculty of Law, University of Lagos. We're back in just a moment. Please join us again.